Case review of the medical malpractice upon the decision of the Regional Trial Court Branch 9 in Cebu City. The petitioner was Leia Alenas Reyes, and the respondents were Sister Mercy Hospital and Sister Rose Palacio, Dr. Marvic Blanes, and Dr. Marlene Rico. On January 8, 1987, patient George Reyes was complaining of chills and fever. He taken already antibiotics, antipyretic, and antipyrexia. Because of no improvement with his health, his wife, Leia Alenas Reyes, accompanied her to see the doctor. They went to Sister Mercy Hospital and was seen by Dr. Marlene Rico, the resident and admitting physician. During that time, typhoid fever was prevalent in the locality. That's why every month there are 15 to 20 cases of typhoid fever. In this regard, Widal test was ordered, and blood works and urine and stool analysis and malaria smear test was conducted. After an hour, Widal test result was positive with a ratio of 1:320. At 5 p.m., Dr. Rico ended her shift, and she endorsed the case to the next doctor, who is Dr. Marvic Blanes. Upon her taking of the physical examination and history taking, she found out that typhoid fever was also the case of the patient. With this, she ordered to have chloromycetin, an antibiotic, which is the drug of choice for typhoid fever. She ordered Nurse Josephine Pahente to do the skin test for compatibility. As per Nurse Pahente, there was no adverse reaction of the medication. So at 9 p.m., chloromycetin 500 mg IV was given as first dose. Then the second dose was given after 3 hours, total of 1,000 mg or 1 gram. At 1 a.m., in January 9, 1987, patient George complained of nausea, vomiting, chills, and of temperature become 41 degrees Celsius and had convulsion. Oxygen was given by Dr. Blanes, suction machine, and hydrocortisone was administered. After some time, the patient was recovered, and he was asked by Dr. Blanes if he has history of cardiac problem, and he said none. After 15 minutes, convulsion, chills, vomiting happened again. Dr. Blanes reapplied the ER treatment plan together with volume administration. The patient became cyanotic and had difficulty of breathing. At 2 p.m., the patient died. He was a 40-year-old male with the cause of death as ventricular arrhythmia secondary to hyperpyrexia and typhoid fever. Upon the petitioner, they send complaint to the court regarding 3 cases. Number 1, the patient did not die of typhoid fever. Instead, he died because of the overdose of chloromycetin. Second is, there is negligence on the part of the doctors, because the doctors should not do the Widal test and give chloromycetin without any further test. The third is, the hospital should be liable because they are not hiring competent nurses and doctors. Upon trial, the petitioner, Leia Reyes, hired the services of Dr. Balnes, who is the one who did autopsy. He had experience in autopsy, but he doesn't have any experience for typhoid fever cases. He did the autopsy of the lower portion of the body, specifically the gastrointestinal tract, but he didn't open the brain or examine the skull. The result of his autopsy is that the patient died of typhoid fever. On the side of the petitioner and the respondents, they hired specialist Dr. Peter Gatyong, internal medicine specialist and specialist of... On the side of the petitioner, they hired Dr. Peter Gatyong as the one who will give the testimony. According to him and Dr. Ibarra Panopio, who is also board of examiner of pathology for 13 years, both of them agreed that what the doctors did to the patient was correct, and the Widal test is a standard procedure for typhoid fever, and the medication chloromycetin is the drug of choice for typhoid fever. They also told that the autopsy of the petitioner's side, who is Dr. Valcares, was incomplete since he was not able to did the autopsy of the brain. There is a possibility that the toxicity of typhoid fever might cause meningitis, but there was no proven data about this since the brain was not opened. On the side of the court, they denied the request of the petitioner for damages since they don't have, they are lacking of evidence, and the witnesses that they provide are not expert of the said field, while the testimony of the witnesses on the side of the petitioners were expert on the field. With regards to chloromycetin, what they did is correct because as per the medical side, chloromycetin is safe if given 1,000 milligram or 1 grams for 6 hours, which is what they did in the hospital. With this, cases were denied, and it was affirmed by the Court of Appeals. Thank you.